even if you were to just kind of grant it and say, okay, maybe most men wouldn't prefer to have a virgin, you would agree at least that most men would likely prefer to have a woman who has less of a body count, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So what's the least amount of bodies you can possibly have? We have a word for that. What do we call them?
Virgins.
Virgins. Yes.
I'm going to do a couple chats here. Gianna, I'm going to have you read them. Go ahead. Thank you, Michael Smith.
Hey, Brian, look, if a man is supposed to protect you while on a date, how does he do that? If he says go right and you go left, I think this is the same one.
In a group of two, if the woman leads, the man can't protect.
Mm.
It's like, I don't know, to me, my interpretation here of like the demands for chivalry, the demands of like certain courtship procedures when it comes to dating, you want men to be leaders, but you don't want to follow.
Well, that's why I think the submissive conversation where it's like, that's why you should only give like the submissiveness to a guy that's actually worthy of it, because what if a guy leads you in the wrong direction? That's why I'm saying like,
period.
Yeah.
I like that.
So it comes down to women feel like they know more than men. And if you find a man that knows more than you do, you're more willing to submit to them.
Or they create a safe environment. Yeah.
But it's just, to me, I don't know, it's interesting.
What is a safe environment? Like, what does that mean? What does a safe environment mean?
I don't know. Like, if I was being submissive to somebody and they're like, shoot up heroin, that would probably be like a bad thing. But I understand like within reason and logic too. But I think women
Can you find the Office video, Damien?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that wouldn't comport.
But also, if I would protect my man against a girl that was trying to beat him up, that would be my job. I would tell him to go left, and I'd beat this girl's butt. Like a baby.
I have it. I'm going to send it to you in the private chat here. Yeah, I'm going to send it to you here, man.
Can I add something
Sure,
to the last part? So you're saying women want their cake and to eat it too because they want a man to lead, but then they don't want to like submit or whatever. But I could say the same about you guys because you want a submissive woman, but you don't want to fully dominate and protect and provide if you still want her to have a job and contribute financially to the household if that's your job.
Did I say that?
Andrew did. But in a two-income economy that has nothing to do with any of this, I think it does.
Well, it doesn't have anything to do with the virtues. That was what my position was.
I don't even know.
If you're saying that
if you're the provider, then why do I have to provide?
Yeah, but if you're saying that submission should only happen if the man makes more money than you do.
That's not what she was saying,
right?
but she's just harping on like what you were saying.
Does she have a mouth?
Pardon?
I'm assuming she can speak for herself since she addressed me. So I was just addressing her back. So yeah. I mean, just to just very quickly have the exchange. So I was talking about virtues, and I don't understand why whether or not you make more money than him or he makes more money than you, this would have anything to do with the idea of the virtues.
I'm just saying, if you're the provider and I'm submitting, then why would I have to provide too?
Well,
if you want to be completely traditional, then
it defeats the purpose. It's transactional at that point. It's literally a prostitute mentality, because what you're looking at then is purely transactional. Yes, I'll submit and fuck you and whatever you want as long as you're giving me money. That is the opposite of virtue. It's literally 180-degree inversion of what virtue is. It's literal prostitution mentality, and that's not even designed to affront you. It's just designed to express the idea that virtue is not transactional. It doesn't. So
you think it's prostitution for a man to pay for the first date? That's transactional, but that's definitely not prostitution by almost everybody's standards.
No, I didn't say it's prostitution. I said it's prostitution mentality, where everything that's relationship based between men and women from a woman's perspective becomes only transactional. Virtues are not to be compromised on simply because of money or something like this. So you don't go, well, I'll submit to a good man as long as he's fulfilling this material desire that I have. In this case, he has more money than me.
But isn't
that would be, hang on, that would be an inversion of virtue. That would literally be the opposite of virtue.
Isn't men's entire purpose to, like, theoretically, if we're thinking about hunter-gatherer, kill the deer, bring it home, cook it, and woman, like, maintain everything?
Well, then why don't we just put all of you in cages?
Pardon?
Then why don't we just put all of you in cages? Like, honest question, why wouldn't, if it is the case that men's entire purpose is to just grunt real loud and go out and kill deer and bring it home, as we become more sophisticated and we're still the strong, dominant sex. Why don't men just go ahead and round up all the women and stuff their asses in cages and then just do whatever we want?
And that's why we're not submitting, because you say shit like that.
Safe environment.
Chill out before you freak out.
I think it sounds hot.
The reason they don't know they could is because of the idea of virtue. That's why.
But they have done that in like a lot of Muslim countries. Like women are basically
No, they
in
don't
cages
have
in their
women
house.
stuffed in cages in Muslim countries.
Not in cages, but being stuck in a home and you're not allowed to even speak outside. I would say that's a literal cage.
Yeah, they're allowed to speak outside. That's ridiculous nonsense.
No,
too.
that's a real like.
No, it's ridiculous nonsense. What happens instead is that women, for their own safety, are not allowed to walk unaccompanied without a man. Now, it's really funny because women here will be the first to say, well, it's not safe to walk around outside by myself because so many men are barbaric brutes who will SA you. And so in the Muslim nations, they're like, oh, yeah, well, then you can't walk around at night without a man who's escorting you so that doesn't happen and you don't get deflowered and de-virtued. And women go, I can't believe that you would be so barbaric as to not allow me to go out at night where it's totally unsafe and these mean old barbaric men are going to SA everybody. I can't believe that's more having my cake and eating it too.
No, but I really feel like you should look it up. Maybe I'm wrong, but I know Jennifer Lawrence is doing an entire movie called Bread and Roses, and it's about women in, I think, Iran or Iraq.
All right, sorry,
literally
gotta move
can't
it
speak
on.
outside.
I'm sorry, gotta move on.
I gotta move on, but look it up. Maybe I'm wrong.
All right. I do want to pull up 2 videos. So first, we're gonna do the Office video. Go ahead and play that for us. Pay attention.
I got away with everything under the last boss, and it wasn't good for me at all. So I want guidance. I want leadership. But don't just like boss me around, you know? Like lead me. Lead me when I'm in the mood to be led.
So this is like exactly the when it comes down to dating, it's like, so you want a leader, but you don't want to be a follower, because the feminism in you has like said, oh, okay, like can't be a follower, can't be submissive, but also like base evolutionary biological level, really attracted and prefer men who are like decisive, masculine leaders, etc., dominant, whatever it is, attracted to it, but also in my head, can't do it because feminism told me not to. So that's you guys.
I mean, I feel like
that's
it's because
you guys.
We're very educated now. Like I said, like we've like.
What's that have to do with anything?
I feel like when girls feel like they're smarter and they know better than the guy, then they don't really submit to them because they're like, why?
I agree.
That's just.
So are you actually, never mind.
No, my boyfriend is smarter than me, and he has to remind me all the time, hey, listen. And I go, you know what? You're right.